Greetings to the Program Selection Committee. I'm Kathy Wareeye with Infection Prevention Partners. On behalf of my co-presenters Mark Schwartz and Joel Swift, I urge you to consider rethinking operating room ventilation to reduce surgical site infection. We'll first lay the foundation for why surgical site infection is still a problem, and in fact why some rates of surgical site infection are actually going up rather than down, and the significant contribution that airborne microbial contamination makes to surgical site infection. Most architects, engineers, and designers are not aware that CDC and the World Health Organization no longer recommend laminar airflow ventilation for infection-sensitive surgery. These decisions were based on a significant body of evidence, which we will highlight during the presentation. One of the reasons laminar airflow is not as effective as once thought is because modern surgery is very different than surgery during the 1960s when LAF was first designed. We have far more people in the room shedding bacteria. We have far more door openings, more equipment creating heat loads. The factors that increase airborne microbial contamination have intensified over the years. And that makes having a clean room, rather than just a clean zone, which is what laminar airflow was intended to create, very important. We'll describe why having an ultra-clean room versus an ultra-clean zone can be significant in reducing surgical site infection. We'll introduce the audience to temperature-controlled airflow, which was designed for the modern operating room, to create an ultra-clean room, energy efficiency, and also increase comfort for surgical teams. We'll describe how laminar airflow and temperature-controlled airflow differ in terms of their physics, engineering, and performance against airborne microbial contamination. And finally, we'll take the audience to the experience of the University of Rochester Medical Center in the design of their ambitious new Orthopedics and Physical Performance Center, why they decided to evaluate different ventilation systems, why they chose temperature-controlled airflow, how TCAF compares in terms of performance against airborne microbial contamination with other ventilation concepts, and finally, the perceptions of surgical teams working in TCAF rooms. Thank you so much, and we urge you to consider rethinking operating room ventilation to reduce surgical site infection.